PC fam. Welcome to another episode of Chill with Chill. It is Thursday. We are in the NBA Finals. Tonight is Game 6. We'll be there on playback. It's going down. Chill once again. It's bittersweet. Great basketball, but I hate to see the season ending.
Yeah.
Chill. So 9 years ago today, the Cavs completed one of the most impressive comebacks, impressive series I've ever seen in my life. Every time I go back and see just clips from that run, see games from that run, I'm always amazed.
Yep.
They came back from 3-1.
Down 3-1.
Chill. Can the Pacers come back 3-2?
Well, here's the thing, Ox. This is the first lead that the Oklahoma City has had in this series. Of the entire series, they were down 1-0, tied the series 1-0, then they were down 2-1, then tied the series. Now they're down 3-2. And not only are they down 3-2, they're down 3-2 with a hobbled Haliburton. And can they fix this? To your point, Ox, when we just started the show, I mean, we're coming up to the end of the season. There's only at max 2 games left in the NBA season. So I think the NBA season ends tonight. And it's been a great season. This has been, in my estimation, the best NBA season. Because I'm thanking Nico Harrison for that, because he threw the grenade in the season and definitely got things hopping. Because up until that point, I mean, it was good, but it just went through the roof after that. And
right.
I can say it's going to take a gallant effort, right? I think it's going to take a gallant effort from Indiana, who I don't think they're rolling over. Let's be clear about that right now, Ox. I don't think that they're rolling over, but it's going to take a larger-than-life effort from them tonight in order for them to beat this Oklahoma City team, who's on the brink of winning the NBA championship. Young team, on the doorstep. But if there's any team that could do it,
right,
it's this vet team with Tyrese Haliburton and Pascal Siakam.
You know, Chill, and I know we're already talking about it, but I want to ask you, let's go back a quick second.
Yep.
Let's go back a quick second. Can you talk about 2016 a little bit? Maybe just like, I don't know, how you were feeling when you were watching these games. What were you thinking when the Cavs went down 3-1? And then ultimately when they pulled that comeback.
Yep.
Was that one of the, like, did you have the same feeling I did? Because that was one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. The way LeBron and Kyrie turned up like that. I mean, what do you take from that series?
I wasn't nearly as optimistic as James was. I thought the series was over, Ox. When they dropped them and they got them down 3-1, my attitude was this thing is over. There's no way that they're coming back from this. The way that Golden State had dominated the city, they had blown them out in 2 of the 3 wins that they had. Completely just destroyed them. And when they fell 3-1 in the hole, and James was saying, all we got to do is get one. All we got to do is get one. And I've seen 3-1 comebacks before. Sure. I saw 3-1 comebacks. I saw Philly come back from being down. I mean, I saw the Celtics come back from being down 3-1 to the 76ers, right? I've seen 3-1 comebacks. But in the NBA Finals, there's a reason why it had never been done. Because the best players on the biggest stage, that just never happens, ever. And the way that Golden State had handled Cleveland up until that point, especially considering what had happened the year before that, when they had beaten them, I was wildly disappointed, because I was thinking, you know what? I don't think this Cleveland team has it. I mean, they already lost to them last year. Then they're gonna get smoked in 5 games this year with Irv and with Kevin Love back in the lineup. They're gonna get smoked in 5 games. And then when the Cavs come back and they win game 5, and we get that 40-point effort from both James and Irv. I'm thinking to myself, well, I think Golden State squandered a pretty good opportunity, but okay, they still up 3-2, and all right, no big deal. They're going back to Cleveland, where they had handled them, by the way, in Cleveland. Handled them. They're going back to Cleveland. I started to see the separation in game 6 between Kyrie Irving and Steph Curry, and who was outplaying who in this series. I started to see it. And Kyrie Irving, for lack of a better term, Ox, he was kicking Curry ass. Curry didn't want nothing to do with him. He was kicking Curry's ass. And when they won that game 6, I'm thinking, can these dudes win this thing? Oh, shit. They coming back. And when they won game 6, going out to Golden State for game 7, I'm thinking to myself, they got a shot. And I remember vividly, Ox, because it was a Sunday. I was working at JetBlue. I got off that day at 5 o'clock. And my supervisor said to me, yo, we're a little shorthanded. Can you hang around for about an hour or two? I was like, nope, I'm out.
Hell no.
Not today.
Can't do it.
Not today. I can't do it. I was gone, Ox. Before he even asked me if I could just hang for a couple of minutes I was like, I'm out. That's a you problem. I was gone. Yeah, I was gone, Ox. And watching that game and watching the nip tuck game and how close it was, and then right before James's block, how Golden State had gotten control of that game. Mm-hmm. And right before that block, I'm thinking, all right, Golden State is in control of that game. And when James blocked the shot, the block by James, when he blocks the shot, next thing you know, the Warriors they get walked down. And I vividly remember when Kyrie Irving hit that shot, Ox, I'm literally standing on top of my TV because I'm like, stop these dudes one time and you're the champs. Stop them one time. That's it. You don't got to stop them 3. I'm super duper hype. I can't even sit down at that point. I'm literally standing right on top of my TV, like this the TV and this the computer. The computer's the TV. I'm standing right here, and I'm like, stop these dudes one time. That's it. Just stop them one time, and you're the champs. You got them. And they were able to do it, and I was jumping around in here like a madman. Like, I can't believe they just did that. I can't believe they did that.
So, something it's weird that I don't know why I never thought about this before. It's just the first time that 3-1 comeback is so much more meaningful than I think we give it credit for, particularly with LeBron James and like his legacy and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Chill, do you realize they would have been 4-peated?
Yes.
By the Warriors without that? I never even thought about that until this very minute. I don't know why that just never entered my mind until this very minute.
If they end up beating the Cavs in 16, they already won it in 15. They would have won it in 16. KD jumps on the crew in 17. They win it again. And then I know that sounds ridiculous. Yep. KD jumps on the crew in 17, and then they win it again. And then in 18, they win it again. That's 4 straight.
And then let's keep going, Chill. Damn it, let's keep going. Let's say KD and Clay stay healthy, and then they 5 in a row. That's
5 games.
Crazy.
They smoked Toronto in 5 games. No, I was. There's no way you selling me. Before the series had started, I had them. I don't think KD had played. Yeah, I don't think KD had played. I was saying if KD was playing, they would have handled Toronto in 5 games. I was saying that, but I was really worried about him coming back, and my fears were realized when he came back and he ended up getting hurt, because that's the thing that I was worried about.
Well, you're worried about that tonight too, aren't you?
I am very much worried about that tonight, because
Chill, we aren't seeing eye to eye on that, right? Because we talked about it earlier today on the panel. Mm-hmm. I think Tyrese should play, and so far the reports are that he's going to play, right?
Sure. Mm-hmm. And again, if you can give me something, bet. Okay, if you could give me something, if you feel like you can go and you could give me something, that's one thing. Because I seen, Willis Reed had a torn adductor muscle. That's a season-ending injury. He went out there and gave them something. Because to your point, Ox, I don't know when I'm getting back to the NBA championship, if I'm ever getting back again. I don't know that, right? The fact that we're here, I do have to. But me, I'm really worried about what I'm worried about the most is I'm worried about the long-term effect of this. I'm worried about the idea that if he goes out there and my fears are realized, because you know how I feel about calf injuries, I not only lose him for the rest of the series, I lose him next year too. And now this throws a monkey wrench in everything that we're trying to do. Everything. And I'm not sure. I think we got a better shot with him than we do without him. A much better shot with him long-term than we do without him. That's why I wouldn't play him. And I know that calf injuries some people, they don't worry about them nearly as much. I said this already, Ox. Like Nas said, sleep is the cousin of death. Calf injuries, that's the cousin of Achilles tears and ruptures. That's the cousin of it. And I don't want to risk that, man. I don't. I already seen what happened. Dame had a calf injury. Dame comes back, Achilles tear. I didn't even know. it just came out the blue with Jason Tatum. Was he even having an issue with his Achilles? I mean, with his calf? I don't know. KD had a calf strain, comes back, scorching hot, looks like the best player in the series. 13 minutes, next thing you know, boom, ruptures his Achilles, and you lose him for the rest of that series, and you lose him for next year. So,
right,
I think it's a risk that I'm not willing to take. I'm not, and I do understand. I do understand that it's the NBA championship, and if you can go, if you can go, even if it's only for a couple of minutes, if you could go, sure. But I'm just not willing to take that risk. I'm not. Because I'm thinking about years from now.
And I understand that and respect that because Tyrese is young. He's still young. He's not,
years old, Ox. 25.
So I can get, but my only thing is something that we wouldn't know is kind of like, how is Tyrese feeling right now? Yep. When he's running and when he's putting pressure on that, is it, how does it feel? And I think that should determine it. If he can go without straining, if he doesn't feel like it's pulling and tugging on him, and everything's all right, I think he should play because chill. I don't know when will they get back. When will they get another opportunity?
That part I don't know, and he's already a big part of what they're doing. And not only is he a big part of what they're doing at the lead guard spot in terms of being a ball handler, in terms of being a distributor, they play fast. And one of the main reasons why they play fast is because of Tyrese Haliburton. He's one of the main reasons why they play fast, because of him. So, and I think TJ McConnell supplements some of that, but Tyrese Haliburton he's the engine. So if we can't, and I know that it's the NBA Finals, and to be honest with you, Ops, I can't say with 100% certainty that if I didn't feel like it, if I didn't feel it, that I wouldn't go out there. I think that I would go. But I'm older now, and I'm thinking differently, and I'm thinking about long-term health, and I'm thinking about what we look like as a group, and I'm thinking about how long we can stay viable, especially considering what just happened in the Eastern Conference with Jason Tatum, with Damian Lillard, and that the door in the Eastern Conference just flew wide open. We already handled Cleveland earlier this season. So, like, next year, we may have a legit shot at getting back to this thing. It's not to say that we're going back, but
they do. You're right.
But with that being said, I do look at this now going, okay, we're here now. So with us being here now, do I want to squander this opportunity? It's a tough decision to make. It's a tough
25-year-old you playing?
I'm playing, Ox. I'll be lying if I said I wasn't.
I'm that's how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at 25-year-old me. I'm gonna think. If I can get out there and if I can run, if I can get up the court in 6 seconds,
I'm playing.
Like if I could run, it's 7 seconds. If I get up in 7 seconds, I'm playing. And if I'm jumping off, if I'm doing like, let's say like quick mic and drill, if I can jump both ways, I think I would just have to play, chill, because you got to look at the run that they went on to get here.
Yeah,
I mean, took care of the Knicks. Absolutely took care of the Knicks. I know. I've said that they probably don't beat Cleveland without injury, but they beat them. You know what I'm saying? They did what they had to do. Tyrese, and think about Tyrese's run. He's made some crazy shots. Nimhard's played great. Naismith has, had some games where he came through. Everybody. And so for me, I'm looking at that run and I'm like, man, can we duplicate this? And I just can't. I can never guarantee that. And so I'm like, 25 years old, man. We ball.
To your point, Ox, one, I have to give Indiana way more credit than I've been giving them. This series has been a lot more competitive than what I thought. I had them smoking Indiana in 5 games. I did.
Right.
I had them completely serving them. After they won game 1, you and I had the conversation. I didn't have Indy winning another game in the series. I thought the series was over. Not only do they win another game, but they go up in the series. So we're watching game 4, and I'm watching that game thinking Indiana's going to win this thing.
Right. I thought so too. I thought there was going to be 3-1.
And I'm thinking to myself, and I actually said to you, Ox, is there a world where I got to talk about the Indiana Pacers as the NBA champions? Because that's what it looked like at that point. I thought that they were going to win this game. So with that being said, I'm thinking to myself, all right, well, here we are. This Indiana team is a lot better than what I think that they are. So I got to give them more credit for this thing being more competitive. I got to give them credit for them being more competitive. They were fantastic in this series, man.
Right.
I kudos to Indiana. 100% kudos to them.
And that's the reason why I'm just saying go to, test it out. And if you
Yeah.
feel something, then, be honest. You know what I'm saying? When you know what they say, you never lie to your attorney, you never lie to your doctor.
Don't do that, yo. Let
You
them
know
know
what I'm saying?
what's
You
going
don't
on.
lie to your lawyers, don't lie to your doctors. You know what I'm saying? So if the training staff, the medical staff, if they're asking, how does it feel? Just tell the truth. You know what I'm saying, Tyrese? If it hurts, if it's tugging, man, sit it down, bro. You got a long career in front of you.
I vividly remember Isaiah Thomas being on the bench and like he's like shaking because that ankle hurts so bad. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm hearing somebody like talking about like, how you feeling? This hurts like a bitch, but just come on. Let's just go. Let's finish this. It's not gonna get any better. Let's just be clear about that. It's not gonna get any better. This hurts like a bitch, but just come on. Let's go. Let's finish this thing. Let's see if we can get past this. So to your point, when I'm thinking about Tyrese Haliburton, I don't like the calf injury. I'm worried about the strain. But if it's a pain management thing where it's something where I can play through the pain, and to your point, at 25 years old, Ox, I'm going out there, man. I am.
Yeah, I remember I saw it was funny though. I saw it like in the movie, and I can't remember what movie it was, when it was like pain is weakness leaving the body. And when I heard that, I was young. I was still really young, still dumb. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, that makes sense. And so I remember one time I hurt my ankle pretty bad. And my coach was like, can you go? And I'm like, it's just pain, it's just weakness leaving the body. He was like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And I was just like, it makes sense, coach. It sounded good to me,
It did.
But yeah, so once again, I don't know the severity of the injury or whatever it is, but I just, I hope it doesn't turn out to be one of those situations, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
I hope he can finish out the series, whether that's today or whether that's on Sunday.
Yes,
I just, I
hope
hope
to be Sunday.
Right. But chill. In order, let's change it up a little bit. Let's say Tyrese does not suit up. Let's say they check it out and they realize, no, this is a lot worse than we thought. You need to sit down. How does Indiana make this competitive? I'm not going to ask you how do they win. How do they make this competitive? How do they keep chances, keep hope alive?
Well, their model, their business model is conducted around them doing one thing specifically. Their team is built around that, and that's playing fast. So exit Haliburton, enter TJ McConnell. Ox, we still get to play fast. We still get to be disruptive. We still get to scramble. We still get to keep defenses off balance. TJ McConnell is still going to be aggressive. He's still going to be forceful at getting to the rim. We still got to do that. That's not something that now we go away from that's not something that we go away from now that Tyrese Haliburton is off the floor. No, we still do that. And we still have to put Pascal Siakam in space where he can be the most effective. The thing that I found out about Pascal Siakam, not just throughout the course of this series, but in the regular season, Pascal Siakam, he feeds off being a transition player. That's how you get him going in the half court. That's his game, right? So if I'm going to get quick hits from him in transition, I got to get quick hits from him in the half court too. So I got to put him in space in the mid post. I got to put him in space at the top of the nail. I got to put him in space at the elbow where he's the most effective, where I don't have to worry about him boom, 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 where the Oklahoma City defense can load up. No, I get him in space where he's coming off a screen, or I get him in space where we have some pick and roll action where I can get a switch and I can get him the ball where he can go quick. Now, there's a difference between playing fast and playing quick. I can play quick, but still be slow.
Yeah.
What I mean when I say that is I'm still deciphering the defense. I'm still scanning the floor, but I know when to go quick. And I think that Pascal Siakam, when I put him in space like that, where he can be quick, I think that he's extremely effective. Extremely effective. I said this to you before, and I'm standing on it. I think that after this series is over, we're going to find out that Miles Turner needs surgery on because he just doesn't look correct. Something's going on there. I don't know what it is, but the way he's running, he's not as light as he was. And I understand that, you got some years in the league, but something's wrong with him. And I don't know what it is. But he has shown me.
Miles is what, like 30 now?
Barely.
29, 30?
Yeah, 29 years old. But there's something wrong with him. He's not running like he was before. He's not getting up and down the floor like he was earlier in the series. There's something going on with him. I don't know. But in order for us to be competitive in this series, we got to keep doing what we were doing previous to this. playing defense, playing fast, quick hits. Nesmith can't foul as much. I know that Nesmith fouls, but I think he's got to consider, and I thought about this too, Ox. I mean, he went to Vanderbilt. He's a smart kid. I think that his over-aggression kind of thwarts him sometimes and throws a monkey wrench in what he's trying to do. I do understand that there are times when you can have good fouls. All right, that's a good foul. You got a guy that's not as good at the stripe, make him go to the free throw line and earn it. But I feel like there are times when Nesmith is being overly aggressive in the wrong way. And he ends up picking up fouls that aren't necessary. And that kind of that slows down what we're trying to do. So with that being said, he's got to be smarter in how he's playing defense. I think Mathurin has to continue to be aggressive. I like Rick Carlisle continuing to dig deep in his bench. I like Bradley coming on the floor and giving me some solid minutes. I'd like to see Brian a little bit more. I would like to see Brian a little bit more, but
need Ben Shepherd to come and knock down some shots too.
100%. Shepherd come in. I feel like if Indiana could stick to their model, to their business plan, I think that they got a shot. Because I saw last year when they lose Tyrese Haliburton, I said this to you earlier, Ox. I mean, you saw it. It took a Drew Holiday steal at the end in Game 4 in order for them to wrap the series up. I mean, they're in a dogfight with the Indiana Pacers. They did not just walk by them. And this is after Jason Tatum went 30 and 10 in that game. They're in a dogfight. So, I mean, if the Indiana Pacers can just stick to their plan, they will be competitive. No doubt about that. Because I can tell you right now, Ox, Indiana thinks, Oklahoma City thinks they're going to come in here and walk right by us.
Mm-hmm.
And they ain't trying to hear that. They not.
Chill. I'm such an optimist. I'm so optimistic when it comes to basketball. I'm so optimistic for, you know what I'm saying, just good coaching performances. I'm so optimistic about bench players, role players, having big games that I can really see Game 7. It would have to be. Man. It would have to be a little bit based on my initial stance. Well, OKC being kind of inexperienced and them kind of just thinking, oh, no more Tyrese, man. These dudes aren't doing nothing.
Yep.
And Nimhard and Pascal coming out and lighting their ass up quick, you know. It would have to be, I think it would have to be something like that. But as unlikely as it is, Chill, as unlikely as it is, I can wrap my head around Indiana upsetting tonight.
Well, Ox, I've already said that Indiana wasn't winning another game. Here we are in Game 6. Is it ridiculous for me to think that we can get a Game 7? No, that ain't ridiculous at all. We could definitely get a Game 7 on Sunday night. That could definitely happen. Now, when's the last time the home team won an NBA championship? So let's see. The Celtics did it last year. Denver did it in 23. The Warriors did it on the road in 22. Milwaukee did it at home in 21. In 20 it was the bubble. But in this decade, there's only one team that's won on the road, and that's the Warriors. Everybody else has done it at home. Everybody else has done it in their building, with the exception of the bubble. Everybody else has done that. So, I mean, I don't think it's ridiculous to think. I don't think it's ridiculous to think we can get a Game 7. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'm here for it.
Well, Chill, you know. Just to be a little petty, that basically was a home game for the Lakers. I mean, Disneyland, ESPN, the Lakers, you know, Laker Media Cartel, they're all in cahoots. They're all in cahoots. Speaking of which, Chill, major news from La La Land. The Buss family sells the majority ownership of the Lakers for $10 billion.
10 what? I want to make sure I heard you correctly. Did you say with a B?
Bees.
Like with a B, like with
billion dollars. B as in basketball.
So Jerry, so
call me Genie. Call me Genie.
So if I'm not mistaken, Dr. Jerry Buss bought the Lakers off of Jack King Cook for $67 million in 1960. I want to say 1967.
79. I think it was 79.
Yeah, 79.
Right before Matt.
Yeah, for $67 million. We go from that to, in the last 46 years, we go from that to turning this thing into a $10 billion industry. $10 billion, not industry, I'm sorry, $10 billion corporation. That's what we have right now going on. You want to talk about turning some, you want to talk about flipping your money? flipping your money 10 times, flipping your money 100 times, that's business for your. And on top of that, the owner, I think he's the owner of the Dodgers. So with him being the owner of the Dodgers, one, he's not afraid to spend money. Two, he's got smart people around him. Ox, you've always told me about quotes, and one of the quotes that my grandmother told me, she said, "Smart people hire smarter people than them." And he's one of those people who I don't think that he knows that much in terms of the dynamic of basketball, but he knows business. And I think that he knows smart people. And to keep Jeannie around, the reason why he's keeping Jeannie around, one, is the family business, and two, because she's got an idea of how things run. Once things get, I think once he gets a grasp on over the next couple of years, once he gets a grasp on how things get ran, I think that I think Jeannie will make her segue because she's in her 60s. I mean,
right.
I don't think that this is something that she's going to continuously do. But with that being said, the Lakers, the Knicks, the Cowboys. When I think about when I think about sports teams, I mean this is the 49ers. This is where they are. So it wouldn't surprise me at all that this business model that they have for the Lakers will get them back in effect and get them right back in the middle of things.
Oh,
I don't think that I don't think it's going to be long before we see this team right back in the middle of things. It won't surprise me.
So we were talking about this last night. I was talking with Ron about this, and he said, well, how much would $67 million be, equivalent to today? Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's a good point. I assumed it was around 200. I just did it in the little converter, and it's actually 266 mil. So that much money then would be 266 mil. Chill, that's still a crazy flip.
That's still times 10. I'm still flipping my money times times it's more. It's like that.
More than that. I mean, I bought it for a quarter bill, a quarter of $1 billion.
Yeah,
and sold for 10.
Which means I'm flipping my money 5 times. If that was the case, Ox, if I bought it today at 225, right? Mm-hmm. I'm flipping my money. Well, that's not true. I'm flipping my money 50 times. It's actually 50 times because 5 times would be a billion. 10 times would be 50. Yes. Wow. So it was
250. So four would be a bill. So
4 would be a bill.
So 4 would be a bill. 10. That's 40 times. It's a 4.
What business can you work in? What business can you work in where if you could flip your money 40 times? What? Who ain't doing that, Ox?
I love it. And we're starting to see a lot of evaluations in these sports teams go up dramatically. So, man, that was a great investment for Dr. Buss. He put his family on. He put his family on for sure.
Yes, it was. And by the way, Ox, he did do that. What you just said. This is the family business, and I'm hiring everybody in the family. Like I'm putting my son to work. I'm putting my daughter to work. I'm putting my other son to work. I'm putting my other son to work. Everybody. So I think Dr. Buss would be smiling to see what the Lakers, what they ended up turning into and what they were able to be sold for. I mean, I know that, sure, it was something that was ours, and it's the family business, and it's been in our family for over 40 years. But I mean, in 40 years, this is what you turned this into? Yeah, man. You have to be proud of that.
Yeah, that's insane. Another news chill. So Stephen A. Smith says if Giannis doesn't win another ring, he'll look at him as what was the word? What was the word he used?
The word is the underachiever.
Underachiever. How do you feel about that take from Stephen A? Was he on board with that, or did he miss with that one?
Well, I what he was trying to say, I do get part of it, because if you look at Giannis's resume, and the guy that I used when I thought about this was Moses. Right? You look at Moses' resume. I'm a back-to-back league MVP. I made the All-League defensive team. I've been on the All-Pro. I led the league in rebounding 6 times. I've been on the All-Pro team 9 times. When I left, I was in the top 5 all-time in rebounding. I made the All-Star team 10 times. So when you look at that resume, you're like, damn, you only won the NBA championship once? That was it? So with all the stuff that you did, you only won the NBA championship 1 time. Well, sure, on the surface, it looks like, well, damn, how did you only do that? But thinking about, one, what it takes to win the NBA championship. And you and I have had this conversation about how much things have to go your way. Like being good ain't good enough. I need to have some breaks. Golden State Warriors, Toronto caught a break. Clay got hurt. Then KD went down. Then Clay got hurt. That's a break. Definitely catching a break. No doubt about that. With that being said, if I look at what Giannis was, right? If I look at what Giannis was coming into this whole thing, when I look at what Giannis was touted as, if anybody knows anything about the Milwaukee Bucks, them drafting Jabari Parker, he was the guy. Giannis was insurance. He was Kirk Cousins. So there was RG3, which was Jabari Parker, and Giannis was Kirk Cousins. He was insurance just in case this thing didn't work out. Only to find out, one, Jabari was made of glass, and we didn't know that, even though he was a baller and they were trying to build this thing around him. But on top of that, this kid Giannis is way better than what we thought. Holy shit. We didn't know he was this good. So we can actually build this thing around him. And I did some homework, Ox, and I thought about the 15 picks in the draft over the last 20 years, right? And I went back and I looked at some people, and like the people who fall in Giannis's class are guys like Kelly Oubre, Larry Sanders, who I dug Larry Sanders. Larry Sanders was a baller. He just had some stuff off the court that kind of screwed him up. But Kelly Oubre, Larry Sanders, guys like that you can't really, like, you're not building your unit around them. And in those 20 since 2000, right? Since 2000, there's only been two guys to win the league MVP and the finals MVP, at league MVP and or finals MVP at the 15th pick. That was Giannis and your boy Leonard. That's it. And when Kawhi Leonard showed up, we didn't know who he was. He was a defensive wing who was a slasher. Did we know that Kawhi Leonard was going to turn into? Did we know that Kawhi Leonard was going to turn into, I don't know, one of the best small forwards in NBA history? No, none of us thought that. Just like I didn't know that Giannis was going to turn into one of the best power forwards in NBA history. We didn't know that. And the reason why we didn't know that was because what he looked like in the beginning as the 15th pick in the draft. This guy turns out to be all of these things, Ox. 9-time All-Pro, 7-time first team. He was a back-to-back league MVP, the defensive player of the year. Took this Milwaukee team, who hadn't won the NBA championship in 50 years. By the way, when they went to the NBA Finals in 21, Ox, that's the last time they've been there. 74 was the last time they've been there. They had lost to the Celtics. Other than that, they hadn't been back to the finals. They hadn't been back. Winning the NBA championship 50 years. This is what Giannis does for this group. You want to talk about underachieving? That's definitely an overachiever right there on every level.
I mean, when you look at it as how good Giannis is, like if you think about how he came up in the league, yeah, I think he did his thing. But if you look at how good of the basketball player he is, I think that it's kind of underwhelming. I wouldn't call him an underachiever. I wouldn't say that, but I do think it's a little underwhelming when you look at these past 3 seasons in particular.
Now that I can get with. Now and again, Ox, you need some stuff to go your way, man. Like
100%
the injury bug bit. I'm not excusing what happened in 2023. I'm not. Y'all ain't had no business losing to the Miami Heat. None whatsoever. And I definitely that's in the indictment papers. 100%. That is definitely in the indictment papers. So but getting hurt in 24 and then Dame getting hurt, I thought they could beat Indiana, but clearly they couldn't. So
yeah,
there are some things that have definitely been underwhelming and some circumstances, but yes.
Yeah, definitely. Other news, Chill. It looks like the Houston Rockets and Ime Udoka are finalizing the contract extension, making him one of the highest paid coaches in the league. I don't know all the details, but how do you feel about that? Do you think Ime might turn into kind of like a Eric Spoelstra for the Miami Heat? Like he'll be there for a while, like a Jerry Sloan for Utah, one of those type situations. Do you think Ime is in Houston for the foreseeable future?
Ox, this was not a short-term hire. This was somebody who was going to turn this thing around. Not only was he going to turn this thing around, he came in with championship pedigree. He was on that coaching staff. I mean, he was on that San Antonio team that won the NBA championship. Not only that, he was integral in what they were doing in San Antonio. He head coached the Boston Celtics to the NBA Finals. They weren't able to win it, but this was not a short-term hire. And I can tell you right now, Ox, if I stepped to you and asked you, I'm not going to take you out. I'm going to take you out of the equation. If I stepped to A and asked him, yo, what's up with your homegirl? Can I holler at her? And he shut me down right from the door. Nope. Nah, she ain't available. You know what happens now? Her value goes up. So now I got to buy her an extra bag. I now got to buy her some more jewelry, right? I got to buy her a nicer car now because her value just went up. Well, the same logic, because other people see it and the organization sees it, that, okay, there's people who really value him. So we got to start treating him like he's first class. Even though I think the Houston Rockets organization is a first class organization. I think that they've passed the Steven Silas days, but we got to start treating him like that. So the fact that he's turned that unit around, I love what he's doing up there. And I love the fact that Houston has done that because he's their guy. 100% he is their guy.
Yeah, I'm happy to see that he landed in Houston with some young talent and, could potentially make a run soon. I'm excited to see where that Houston team is going to be.
Me too.
Shams reported that teams are throwing crazy offers to the Celtics for Jaylen Brown and Derek White.
Ox, if I found out that your house, your whole house didn't burn down. Let's be clear about that.
Mm-hmm.
Your whole house didn't burn down. But a section of your house, a pretty big section of your house burnt down. It's going to take some time to fix it. I really don't know how you feel about this house, Ox. So I might come over there and ask, how you feel about this furniture? You want to sell it to me? Ox, how about, the garage is kind of damaged a little bit. How about one of them cars that you got over there? So of course teams are like, if we're going to call it, let's call it what it is. They like vultures. They like buzzards. They're coming around and they're seeing what they can pick up, considering what's going on with the Boston Celtics. Like, let's see how they feel about, their best player is out of the lineup, right? And he's probably going to be out the lineup for the foreseeable future. Let's see how they feel about Derek White today. Let's see how they feel about Jaylen Brown today. Let's see how they feel about Drew Holiday. Let's see how they feel about a lot of these guys, because your best player, take him out of the equation, your championship aspirations are probably not legit this year. So the crazy offers, I always focus on Mikal Bridges. If Mikal Bridges went for 5 ones, right? If Mikal Bridges went for 5 ones, I'm calling up Jaylen Brown, and that's where we're starting in terms of draft picks. We start at 5. And I know that in the collective bargaining agreement, there's a cap on how many draft picks you can get because, again, the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers in 1960 in 1970, 77, he was just giving draft picks away. So they made that rule that you can't give away so many draft picks. So there's a cap on how many draft picks you can give away. With that being said, Ox, that's what the asking price starts at. Derek White, that's what the asking price is starting at. I'm looking at 3-4 ones for him, and I'm looking at your I'm looking at your best perimeter player. So I think that the Celtics, depending on what it looks like right now, they won't be interested in coming off any of those guys. I can tell you what, though, if this thing goes south during the season, they definitely will be sellers more than they are now. I definitely think they'll be sellers.
Okay, we'll wait and see. Let's find out.
Mm-hmm.
Chill. So apparently, there's, I don't know who, they don't say who, but apparently there's a kid in the draft that told Charlotte, "I'm not working out for you. I do not want to play with LaMelo."
Ox, I've said this to you earlier. I said this to you earlier today. I said this to you a week ago. I don't know why it's an issue that I don't have the right to work where I think I can be the most productive, and I can work in an organization where my skills and my skill set can be enhanced. I don't know why. I don't know why that's a bad thing. And it's not just LaMelo Ball. I think he's a representation of what they're doing in Charlotte. If I'm being honest with you, Ox, I think he's a representation of what they're doing in Charlotte. And whomever that was who said that, whoever that was, is looking at the Charlotte organization and looking at LaMelo like he's a representation of guys go there and waste away. And I don't want to be a part of that. I don't necessarily, it's not necessarily how LaMelo plays basketball. Even though I'm not a huge fan of the way he plays basketball, I just feel like what they're doing down there in Charlotte is not conducive to my game. And if I end up going there, what's going to ultimately happen is I'm going to be a part of that wasteland. And I'm not trying to do that. Now, don't get me wrong, Ox. LaMelo Ball is a franchise player. So I think that they're talking about Charlotte, and to say that I don't want to play with LaMelo Ball is just a representation of that more than it is. I just think he's a representation of Charlotte more than it is LaMelo Ball.
I don't know who the kid is, but I think it's better that you come out and say these things before you get drafted to a team. You know what I mean? Like if you know that you don't want to play with certain players, or this isn't the place you want to live, or whatever reason it may be, we might not have to agree with it, but at least you said something, so that way we know. Okay, let's not draft this kid because we don't want to have to trade him soon because or whatever it may be. You know, so I don't know. I wonder who that was though.
You do it as an organization. You decide I'll come in and I'll interview, and you say nope. You know what? This kid is not good for what we're doing. I don't think that I don't think his ideals align with our ideals. I don't think that he's smart enough to play here. I don't think he plays hard enough to play here. I don't think he does. I don't think he does the things that are conducive to our organization. So why can't I do that as a player or as a potential employee of an organization? Why do I have to just go play for, I don't know, Minnesota? Why do I have to go play in Phoenix? Because I'm not gonna rant, but this shit boils my blood when I hear it. When I hear people saying stuff like, you're in a privileged position. Ox, first of all, I worked my ass off to get here.
Right.
Somebody called you and told you about me. And they told you about me because of the work that the people around me helped me put in. Mm-hmm. So when I get to this point, I'm not privileged to be here. I got a right to be here. I worked my ass off to be here. Don't talk to me like you're giving me something. I earned this. Mm-hmm. I did not just show up here one day like, oh, he's a player, so you're in a privileged position. No, I'm not. I am not. I worked my ass off to get here, and I deserve to be here. So don't talk to me like you just gave me something.
Right. With that being said, though, Chill, I look at it and I'm thinking, if I'm a kid coming out, let's say, and I'm mature enough to make these decisions. If I look at it and I'm like, well, LaMelo Ball is the leader of this team, I see nothing but immaturity all over this kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, Chill, you already know how I feel about LaMelo when it comes to that. Like, I do. I don't see any leadership from him. And I'm not in the locker room, mind you. I'm just saying from things that I do see. I don't see a level of maturity that will make me think I will follow him. You know what I mean? No, I won't follow him. I would not. I don't. I wouldn't be able to respect this guy as my leader. So for those reasons, please don't draft me. You know what I mean? So, and I could dig that. I can 100% dig that shit. I really can. Let's get to the lobby now. Yep. We're at that part of the show. Let's see who's in here. Let's see what takes we got today. Chill. Your man's in here.
Man, I don't like the flip flop that I'm seeing in the finals. I don't like it because now people trying to go back on the Oklahoma City stock like there wasn't people invested in Indiana, saying that they was gonna win after like game 3. Literally.
I want to make sure I'm following you. Say what you said. Say what you said one more time.
I said I'm not liking the flip flopping of how now people all of a sudden are calling the Pacers frauds and off the stock and back on Oklahoma. Like there wasn't people picking them to win.
Yeah.
After like game 3.
That's corny. Yeah, that is corny. I literally just talked earlier about how
and I heard you say that too. I heard you say that. That's why I brought it up.
I have to give Indiana a lot more credit than I did about how much more competitive this series is than what I thought it was going to be. I didn't have them when they won game 1. I actually had them winning game 3, and I had Oklahoma City ending it at home in game 5 before the series started. When they won game 1, I was like, they're not winning another game. But when they won game 3, I was like, yo, this team is a lot better than what I thought they were against this team. So I definitely had to give them more credit than I already had Oklahoma City winning it, but I still have to give Indiana a lot more credit than I gave them earlier. Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, I think that Pacers they deserve the credit for them being in this moment from them getting to the getting to the conference finals, because I remember a lot of people wasn't really sold on what they did last year.
I wasn't. I'll be lying to you if I said I was. I wasn't.
Just like the narrative, like it's crazy. Like after the Celtics loss, there's so many people came out and just was off of it. Was like, I never believed in them. I never believed the thing they was doing, and I'm like, there's actually people who had.
Yeah, well, you see that all the time, man. That's how fans are, wishy-washy. But we're gonna keep it moving up, brother. Appreciate you pulling up. This is a short show today on Thursday.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate y'all too.
Next up, we got one of the most diehard OKC fans in the PC community. Let's get to my man Brax, the band.
Mm-hmm.
Is my mic hot?
I gotta get back away from my speakers because that mic's so damn hot, yo. Yeah, boy. That mic's super hot.
My fault.
I literally just said yesterday.
It's that hot ass breath.
My fault.
I literally just said yesterday. Literally just said yesterday. Oh, I said this yesterday. I remember in the season in 2002, in the summer of 2002, training camp for football was opening up, and I was like, yo, the Patriots won a Super Bowl, didn't they? Oh shit. Because this ain't Tom Brady yet, Ox.
Right.
Tom Brady is not Tom Brady. They was 4-12 the year before. I was like, damn, the Patriots damn sure did win the Super Bowl. And I'm thinking to myself, like, Oklahoma City's gonna win the NBA championship.
We about to win it.
That's about to happen. We about to have a parade in Oklahoma City. They're about to win the NBA championship. Oh shit.
I ain't felt this way in a long time, man. This is a fantastic feeling. When you get there, it's gonna feel great. I'm telling you now. Lord knows when that'll happen, but shit, it feels great. But listen, man. Hey, I'm through the roof right now, bro. This shit crazy. I ain't never.
Tonight. I do. I think it ends tonight.
I think to me, I don't know, bro. Like I feel like it. I think it will. I think we'll win tonight because I'm not gonna down my team. But like, bro, Indiana's tough, bro. Like they play so much as a unit. Even with or without Hali, they still scary. Like that's what's crazy to me. Like shit, last game they was better without him. So like, you feel me? Like they started coming back when he was off the court. So I think with that being said, I kind of want the nigga to play. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of want him to play. So shit. But I think it is tonight. But I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to 7, just because of how great of a unit they are. And but I still got us winning the series ultimately. I know Ox hating ass. He want Indiana to win so bad, but it's cool. You know, it's whatever.
I don't care who wins. I just won in 7 games. That's all.
Type shit.
I mean, to your point. My team ain't in this, so I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see a good series. But since you made that slick ass comment, Brax, I pray to God. That Pascal Siakam comes out and gives y'all 40, 15, and 5.
Hey,
I
man,
see a 40 and 10 games from Pascal and we going back to Oklahoma City for game 7. Yeah. I'm here.
Hey, now see, he been hooping. I ain't gonna lie.
I hope Pascal and TJ combined for 70. And do y'all?
Oh, you think they gonna be like Shay and J-Dub? That's what you think gonna happen? I doubt it.
They're not as good. They're not as good as those two. But that doesn't matter in basketball. All you gotta do is put the ball in the hole.
I guess, bro. I guess, bro.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I don't think people realize, and maybe I'm tripping. I could be the one tripping. So y'all let me know. But I don't think people realize how in basketball how unimportant it is that you're better than me.
I need you to elaborate on that.
You know, like you might be better than me, but I can still I can still beat you. It's a team sport. I can beat you. You know what I'm saying? Like we can beat y'all. Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
but if it keeps going down the line, like
no, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Brax. Well, first of all, I don't even know if that's really the case in this, right? You already know I'm not as high on y'all as other people are. But
I'm aware.
What I'm saying is, if all 5 of your players on the court can be better than all 5 of my players, and if we play proper basketball, that shit don't matter.
Even if you are better than me.
So you saying like the 2018 Celtics individually. So you're saying like the 2018 Celtics because they didn't play as a team type shit. That's what you're saying.
Sure. There's a lot of different examples. I'm just thinking like it don't really matter like that in basketball.
I think it matters. I would say a lot of people are higher on how much better a person is. Like to Chill's logic, when he say my best player is better than your best player.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true, but like at the end of the day, Ox, to your point, if you the best player, but like 2 through 5, even if we are better or not better, if we do play collectively better, then yeah, we got a fighting chance. I get
Mhm.
that, but also I think for for OKC Thunder, I think we have the best player, and I think we also play as a team as well. Like I don't,
I just think they got the best unit. Oh,
yeah,
and you happen to have the best player in the process of
yeah,
having the
that just
best
makes
unit.
it better.
Yeah, that's
Like
all.
Mm-hmm. I could dig that, Brax. Well, we're gonna be on playback tonight, brother. So pull up if you're available. You'll see us there, and good luck, man. Good luck.
yes, sir. Appreciate it.
We're gonna kick the shit out y'all next year.
Uh-oh.
Whew, had to get that off real quick. Oh man. We got another fan favorite in the lobby. A guy that's been around PC as long as I've been around PC. One of the people I consider a friend of mine. The one and only Brim Reaper, Leaf Diggy. How was that?
On, Bobby?
That was a cool introduction.
I like it, Bobby. I mean, I'm cool with it. I'm actually trying to close a deal with New Era, on some more hats because I'm traveling and I need some new hats and everything. So I got in contact with him just to get in contact with him. But in terms of this series, I definitely got to give credit to the Indiana Pacers. They made this series is about as interesting as it could be made because I had this shit over in 4-5 before it started for sure. They've been very competitive. They've been in these games. They made it a game last game, even though Haliburton had the injury. TJ McConnell, I thought for sure played the game of his life. I thought he played the absolute game of his life. Pascal Siakam alongside of him was bringing them back. I thought they had a chance to win that game, but OKC just shut the door on them. J-Dub with that 40. That was the knockout punch for that. But tonight I think it's capable. I think it's very possible that Indiana could win this game. They at home tonight. I think they nobody really expects them to win this game tonight, even because Haliburton, I don't think he should play. I don't think he should hit the court at all. If he does hit the court, this is going to look a lot like Aaron Gordon hitting the court in Game 7 in Denver. To me, I mean, this is very, very risky with that calf thing. So I think Indiana should go about it without Haliburton tonight. And
where does this of this decade, like where does this put Oklahoma City amongst the pantheon of champions over the last 7 teams? So we've got the Raptors, the Lakers, the Bucks.
The Raptors don't count. That's 2019.
Okay, so I'm thinking about the last 7 different champions. That's why I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay. All right. Yeah. But not because you said the decade. That's why I'm.
Yeah, my fault. So the Raptors, the Lakers, the Bucks, the Warriors. Let's see, Denver, the Celtics, and now I think Oklahoma City's doing it. Where do they fall amongst those teams?
Number 1.
So you think they're the best of all of them?
Yeah, absolutely. Because they not only you talk about they had a historic regular season, but to end this postseason with the scoring champion, with the league MVP, with the conference finals MVP, and with who's probably going to be the finals MVP, if not tonight, then probably on Sunday, because I still think they're going to win the series. That's nothing short of historic. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've greatly appreciated what Giannis and Joker have done in their runs, and I definitely appreciated what Kawhi Leonard has done in his run, bro. Like that was one of the last carry jobs that I've seen in this lifetime, bro. That, like, as far as recent carry jobs, what he did against Philly, I will never forget to the day I live. Because growing up, I was a Toronto Raptors fan because I was a fan of Vince, and I called a bunch of Philly fans and I teased them the second that shot went in. So but I would definitely put OKC number 1 just because of the historic regular season that they had.
Sure.
I think there's nothing short of historic. They one of the 5 best teams ever.
Yeah. Ever?
Ever.
I'm not gonna go that far. I mean, I can probably.
Give me your 5 best teams, man.
Wait. Which team is the top 5?
This Oklahoma City team. He think that they're
Oklahoma City. I think they one of the 5 best teams ever.
All right. Well, Leaf, this is a short day today. We got one.
I can do this really quickly.
No. Okay, good.
I can do this really quickly. So the 64 Celtics, the 72 Lakers, the 87 Lakers, the 86 Celtics, the 92 Bulls, the 2000 Lakers, the 2001 Lakers, the 2002 Lakers, the 2012 Heat, the 2013 Heat, the 2016 Cavs, the 2016 Warriors, the 2020 Lakers are better than them, and I think that I think Milwaukee beats them too. I don't think they have any answer for Giannis. None.
What about 19 Toronto?
I wasn't gonna go off of comp. I wasn't gonna go off of if they play.
I'm not going off of comp. I'm not going. These are just teams that I'm thinking about. These are just teams that I'm thinking about.
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna go off of if said this team, this OKC went back and played that said team. I wasn't going off that. I was just going by just the numbers. The numbers illustrate that they are.
I ain't say the 96 Bulls.
I don't think you did say the 96 Bulls, but the numbers, the numbers in the regular season and the numbers in the postseason illustrate that they're one of the, at minimum, they might be nudging when this series is over. They may be one of the top 5 teams ever.
Yeah,
based on numbers, we can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
The game changes so much that it can't based on the numbers. But Leaf, but I really do got to keep it moving. You see Cheerios in the chat. She's also texting me.
Yes,
I got time. We got. All right, Leaf. Last person, real quick. Let's see what Ryan got to say. Ryan, you still here?
Yo.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wanted to talk to you about.
That's your mic. That's your mic.
Yeah, your mic.
I'm wearing the 2016.
Yeah, your mic.
Sorry, Ryan. I couldn't hear. It was just a bunch of buzzing and stuff. I'm gonna give you a couple seconds. I'll pull you right back up. Let's see.
Your mic is
it's still doing it.
Yeah, still bad.
We'll be back day after tomorrow, Ryan. So hopefully we'll still have a series going. Please pull up and share your thoughts. I can't hang on too much longer because, like I said, Cheerio is actively texting me right now.
See my phone shaking right now. It's shaking right now from Cheerio. So.
But y'all, with that being said, I do want to remind y'all we don't got a graphic for it. No, we just be there tonight on playback for Game 6. You will see all of us up there. It'll be a great game, I'm hoping. And let's just hope for a good basketball game, I guess. Chill.
Mm-hmm.
In closing, though, just for final thoughts, Chill, you do have the season ending tonight, right?
I do. I think this thing's over tonight. I do. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's bittersweet, man. I love the NBA, man. I'm gonna be sad to see it go for a couple months, but hey, the W is still going, so we still got basketball. But like I said, we'll see you on.
Really quickly, Alex, before we go, because you just brought up the W. This chick that plays for the Los Angeles Sparks, I am falling in love with her more and more. Big girl. Her name is Stevens. I love her, Ox. I love everything about her. Big girl.
Stevens?
That's her. I love her. She's great in the pick and pop, stretch the defense. She will get on the glass. I love her, Ox. I do. I'm not sure what's going on with Cameron Brink, and I don't know what what the holdup is. I'm not sure, but I love her, Ox. I love this chick, Stevens. Yes.
She's definitely a baller. Definitely a baller.
Yes.
Y'all keep tapping into the W, man. It's great games.
Yes.
Today, I believe the Fever are playing the Liberty. No. The Suns, the Mercury are playing the Liberty, and the Fever are playing the Valkyrie. So y'all check it out, man. Good games today. Pacers game coming on. We got a good game of basketball today.
Yes, sir.
We'll see y'all on playback, and we'll see you on the panel tomorrow. Chill.
Yeah. Y'all know where to find us at. Me and my man Big Ox. Until then, put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother. Last time you talk to your mother. And if you're ever in the Portland area and you had too much to drink, hit my man up. He'll make sure that you get to where you're trying to go. He got you covered. So we will see you guys soon. But until then, take it light, but take it. Absolutely, man. It's good to see you guys.
Peace, y'all. We'll see y'all in a couple hours on playback, man. Don't be late because we are going to pass out those VIPs very quick.
Yes,
very quick. As long as me or Cheerio are there. If Ron's there, you can pull up in an hour later. He won't have no.
You might not even get one. He just holding all of them, and you might not even just get one.
This one ain't doing no hosting. But all right, y'all. We'll see y'all later, man. Make sure y'all drink a lot of water. Drink tons of water. Never, ever drink and drive, man. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. We'll see y'all later. Peace out.
Later. Good to see you guys, man. This was dope. Absolutely. I enjoyed that.